Imagine living in a home that sits secluded in a forest, on a 100-kilometer beach, or on top of a mountain. In this series, we travel the globe to explore some of the world's most secret homes, hidden away in truly inspiring locations. From stunning lakeside escapes and secluded mountain cabins,
our favorite activity is sitting here and looking at the view,
to coastal sanctuaries and city treasures.
Spaces like this can cause the spirit to soar.
We explore how these spectacular homes were built.
The whole thing is on the move, all the way along this coastline.
And meet the people who live in them.
We fell in love with the nature, the sea. It was a love at first sight.
As we discover the world's most secret homes. The Chiltern Hills are an area of outstanding natural beauty just outside London. Beneath these rolling green meadows sits a layer of tough, glassy grey quartz called flint. Flint has been used to build houses since Roman times, but more recently has fallen out of use. Today, this ancient building material has been given a new lease of life and has been used to create an incredibly modern and secluded secret home. Surrounded by fields and farms, with breathtaking views over the Chiltern Hills, a remote wedge-shaped structure pushes out of the ground here. It resembles a giant stone doorstop. This isolated home is known as the Flint House. It took 5 years to build the Flint House. Revolutionary in design, it was commissioned by Lord Jacob Rothschild, 4th Baron of the famous Rothschild dynasty.
When you approach the site, you say to yourself, well, what is this? Have they got an enormous rock there? And then as you get close to it, you see this wonderful material of flint. And it's an incredibly beautiful place.
Lord Rothschild worked with the architect Charlotte Skene Catlin to design this secret home.
The brief began as a house, I think, with 3 or 4 bedrooms. That was it. So it was very vague. The landscape is so extraordinary when you're here. I noticed that there was a lot of flint turned out on the surface of the earth. It turns out that flint only appears in chalk. And so there was an idea of trying to reveal the underlying geology of the site by literally extruding it from the landscape.
To create a visual balance, the site has 2 units, the main house and an annex, which is a smaller replica of the larger building. The main house is 465 square meters across 2 floors. On the upper level, there are 3 bedrooms with ensuite bathrooms. Each bedroom has its own terrace. Downstairs is open plan. There's a dining room and drawing room at one end, a kitchen and library in the centre, and at the other end there's a living room and study. The second building is the 115 square metre annex, which contains a 2-level studio apartment. Upstairs is the master bedroom with ensuite bathroom. On the ground floor is the living area, dining space, and kitchen.
Building in flint of this scale hadn't been built in this country for hundreds of years. It's literally Stone Age.
A team of flint experts worked with engineers to transform this ancient material into walls, using a process called flint knapping. Coming from the German word knop, which means to strike, knapping is the process by which the full-sized pieces of flint are fractured into smaller, strategically shaped pieces with a hammer. The resulting shiny, flat-faced pieces are then used brick-like to build the wall using lime mortar.
This is what is so sort of irresistible about flint. There's a translucency. It's somewhere between glass and something that's alive. I just find it completely irresistible, and they've been put together so beautifully by the flint men. This is incredibly difficult to do, where everything is absolutely perfectly finished.
With the darker pieces of flint used at the base of the house and the lighter shades above, the change in colour from black flint to white chalk at roof level is inspired by the surrounding landscape.
It was very much treating the rest of the building as a sort of geological extrusion, where we've got the lowest levels, the closest ones to the ground, in huge black chunks of flint. Rising up, they get finer and finer as they go up to the top until you get to the chalk, where it sort of dissolves into the sky.
I thought the idea of a great rock coming out of that site and it being dark at the bottom and light at the top, I thought was a very interesting one.
And the modern design continues inside. Downstairs, the living space is open plan. At one end is the living area. The floor-to-ceiling windows allow the interior to blend with the landscape outside.
I think it's a fantastic room. Incredible views. Incredible.
The space created within the building was continuous with the outside, so that there are no dead ends, there are no cul-de-sacs. Each room has 2 ways in and out of it. I don't know, there's a strange sort of energy that's allowed when you can continue these circuits and never reach a dead end.
The living space leads into the open-plan dining area. Here, Lord Rothschild devised an ingenious way to carry the use of flint inside the home. He's designed a glass-covered dining table that displays unused flint chippings. Upstairs, 3 bedrooms are built into the wedged roof space. And look out onto the surrounding hills. The Flint House has been built on low-lying land near a stream. Charlotte saw an opportunity to use the natural water source in the design of the house to create a sense of reflection.
Water plays an incredibly important role in the whole house. This site is the lowest point of the whole estate, so all the water from the estate drains to this point. So when we first saw it, there was a pond, and there was a river that ran to the side of it. We wanted to somehow incorporate into the building itself. So instead of just being something on the edge of the building, it actually runs right through it and cuts it in a way that separates The sort of public spaces from the most private ones.
And Charlotte has created something very magical here.
This is one of my favorite places here. This is the most secret part of the whole house. I mean, the part that you would never be aware of if you saw the house from far away. It's based on the idea of a grotto, the kind that might have been found on estates of this kind.
Grottos were hugely popular in the mid-16th century. Ornate garden grottos were a status symbol, often designed to look like an enormous cave or a craggy overhang. They sometimes housed baths or even chapels.
This is a sort of 21st century reinterpretation of what that might be.
To create the grotto, Charlotte's team dug a looped watercourse around a central core. They lined this concrete channel with polyurethane. They then used a tank to divert the stream into the new grotto. The tank cleans and cools the river water to prevent the growth of algae. They decorated the walls with 8,000 kilograms of white flint and used lime mortar to secure the stones and allow them to breathe. This new watercourse is controlled by a series of weirs. In the event of a flood, there are overflow pipes that redirect the water back into the stream. This mysterious grotto holds one further secret.
We've got the reflective dark surface of the water and this black mirror above it. And by using these two reflective surfaces in parallel, you have a sort of infinite space. And it also draws in the whole landscape from outside. You see grass and trees and the movement of the water, but you see it flipped on its head. And so you look at it in a very different way, in a way that you don't when you just see it as it normally is.
I'm incredibly proud of it. I think it's a great asset to this state. I think it's a great asset to domestic architecture, and I'm thrilled.
This rugged, flint-walled house really is one of a kind. It has successfully taken an ancient Roman building material and reimagined it for the 21st century. "980 kilometers southeast, on the border between southern Switzerland and northern Italy, lies Lake Lugano. The area is known as the Monte Carlo of Switzerland, with its snow-capped mountain vistas and Mediterranean climate. The glacial lake covers almost 50 square kilometers and is famed for its mesmerizing panoramic scenery. On the banks of this magical lake, in a hamlet and barely visible from the street, sits a glassy structure which reflects the stunning landscape around it. This is the secret lake house. Huddled away in the sleepy community, this glass marvel is the home of long-time local residents Oliver, Nicoletta and their young family.
The town is a little town,
Very small.
500 people. The landscape, it's incredible.
Nicoletta had always dreamed of living in a contemporary home away from the busy town of Lugano.
I was living in a traditional house for 70 years, and I want to build a new house, a very, very modern house, with very, very big windows, because the light is very important to me. The feeling is like I'm on holiday all the time. That's my feeling of house, because when I come back to my home, I want to be quiet. I think the house, you will love it or you will hate it. But I love this house.
The house is on 2 levels, built into the slope of the land. It is a steel frame construction combined with concrete and glass. Upstairs is all about open-plan living. There's a spacious lounge with a combined dining room. And on the other side of the house, there's a sleek modern kitchen. There are outdoor terraces off each of these main spaces. Downstairs, there are 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a study and play area. The vast windows allow the outside of this breathtaking home to merge seamlessly with the inside. The design is all about taking in the amazing lake views whilst maintaining the home's privacy.
This is my favorite area of the house. When people come here, they say always, wow, always. The lovely view, also in the nights. This space is amazing.
A corridor leads to the kitchen, which is cleverly tucked away.
The light, for me, is very, very important. I want a house with many, many, many windows. The outside changes every day. You feel the season so close. The feeling is quiet and relaxing, and for me, it's a problem to go outside.
The white walls look seamless, but encased in the paneling, there's a secret door, where a staircase leads down to the hidden lower level.
This is the internal stairs. The difference between the first floor and the second floor is a big difference. More or less 70% of the house is downstairs.
The lower level is even more secluded.
You will see this is a very, very private space. We are down with big window, big trees, nobody see you. The feeling of the room is bigger because when you wake up in the morning, you see the trees, so the privacy is total.
The rooms at the back of the house are built into the hill, so don't have windows. Clever sun tunnels channel light down from the garden into the rooms below, bathing them with natural light.
And you will see the natural lights. You can see the cats, you can see my children playing outside. So the feeling is like you stay in a boat. You feel like a normal room, not down.
Nicoletta was inspired having seen the work of Italian architect Jacopo Mascheroni.
So the glass is still perfect here. It was a very simple brief, a house with, of course, a spectacular view. We decided to place the living area in the best possible viewpoint. A glass wall all around, so you could enjoy light from morning to afternoon. It was very tricky because it was on a deep slope. It's something that blends into the nature and into the garden around.
One of the most complex and costly parts of the house to create was the curved glass pavilion.
The glass, it's a curtain wall. It's like a system that you can use in skyscrapers. It works that you have these aluminum mullions, and then you have all these large glass panes that are attached with structural silicone directly to the aluminum frame.
Remote control motorized blinds hide in the ceilings.
We designed the solution with roller shades, so they totally disappear when they're not needed. The finishes are all very detailed. All the cabinetry is custom designed by us, even the sofa and other pieces. So we take care of every detail in our project. For example, the hardwood floor here, we designed plank by plank. We numbered them so they were installed in a certain way. And every detail is conceived with the same philosophy of perfection.
Outside, the roof garden takes in views of the spectacular lake. This is where owner Oliver put his stamp on the property.
At the beginning, the garden was not like this. I made a lot of changes. As you see, there is a border on the grass. There is a relationship with the house and the border because it's the same shape on the grass. There is a little bit of Orient style. When the people came here, they get astonished with the yin and yang concept.
The green roof helps insulate the lower floor in the colder months, while surrounding trees shield it from sunlight in summer.
Keeps the climate downstairs very mild throughout the year, and you don't need any air conditioning in the summer.
And the garden holds its very own eco-secret.
We are very environmentally friendly because we collect the rainwater for the irrigation of the garden. We have a large tank submerged around the top pavilion.
This is how the tank works. The green roof sits on 60 centimeters of soil and pretty much looks after itself. When it rains, the water is stored in a tank below ground. When needed, it's automatically pumped out and used to irrigate the garden. This ingenious sustainable system cuts Maine's water usage by around 70% and is energy efficient. This is a modern home full of hidden surprises.
It's a really good building to respect the land too.
We love stay at home. We love that house. My children also love that house.
With the glass pavilion offering a panoramic window on the stunning lakeside scenery, and the lower floor discreetly tucked away, it's an ingenious hidden gem on this majestic lake. (6,300 kilometers west, nestled in the shadow of the Catskill Mountains, is the town of Woodstock. The nearby woods are a place of rustic cabins and hiking trails, home to black bears, cougars, and coyotes. It's also the site of a secluded and secret home. Somewhere, deep in these woods, is a house that blends perfectly into its surroundings. It can't be seen from the road. It's barely visible through the trees. This house lives up to its name. It's the Inhabit Treehouse. The people who own this remarkable retreat are Avner and Maskit Ronan, a couple who wanted a place to share with their 4 children and dog Jackie near their home in upstate New York.
When we started thinking about building a treehouse, the thought was something very basic, like you see in children's books. But then we said, well, we want to spend more time in the treehouse, we should make it bigger.
Avner and Maskit worked with a British architect to create a treehouse like no other.
When you look at the design, it looks like a kind of a spaceship that landed in nature, but somehow still belongs. And that's what we liked about it. You can tell it's foreign, but it still feels natural somehow.
The treehouse is a tiny single-level cabin of just 46 square meters. The main room is taken up by living space, kitchen, and mezzanine bedroom. In the area behind, there's a bathroom and a second bedroom.
The treehouse is pretty secluded. You wouldn't see it. Driving by the road, there's 35 acres of property. There's no neighbors around it. That was very important for us in terms of finding a spot where you feel alone, but you're not too far from civilization.
And every time we come here, even though it's been many times now, every time we step out here down the path, it's just, wow. We wanted a place that's outdoors, so that in the summer we can spend time outdoors. The shape of the deck kind of mimics the shape of the treehouse. It's just what our favorite activity is, sitting here and looking at the view. And right now you can see even the water moving with the wind. It's quite lovely.
The treehouse took a year to build. Many of the materials came from the local forest, but the outer skin is Californian cedar. The inside is lined with pine from the surrounding mountains. The simplicity of the design is beautiful.
Here is the kitchen and the couch where you want to sit down and look at the view. So when you walk in, you just look around you. You might not notice that above the kitchen is where the bed is hiding. And it was important for us to have a king-size bed so that you can feel very comfortable. And on both sides, there are big windows, so when you lie down there, you actually feel like you're amongst the trees.
It's all open, so there's not privacy in the treehouse. The first thing you see is you see the pond and the mountain, and you see out, there's lots of windows all over.
Behind the kitchen area, there is a small shower room. This leads into a small back room used by the children. And really, that's about it. Once you have a place to eat, sleep, and keep warm, what more do you need? Apart from, of course, that magnificent view of Mount Tobias. The treehouse is a surprising engineering wonder. 2 steel columns support the house at the front. These are bolted at the top to 2 steel beams. These beams support the weight of the house and sit on concrete piles sunk into the ground. The back of the house rests on 2 more steel posts that also sit on a concrete base. A low stone wall disguises the base to help the treehouse blend into the landscape. Just down from the treehouse is one more surprise, also made from cedar.
The hot tub, which sits just in between the pond and the treehouse, strategically located, so you can run from the treehouse to the hot tub to the pond and back and back and back and back, which we think is part of the fun.
This cabin may be small in stature, but it's big in the minds of this family.
There's something inspirational about waking up and you're in the trees and walking around and you feel like you're immersed in nature.
One of our favorite things about this spot is that you can stand here or sit here and look at the pond, and Mount Tobias is right there.
Always with this project, it became much more elaborate, more involved, more expensive. Took longer, but eventually, it became this tree house, which we love.
Avner and Maskit have created the perfect playground for their children, a place where memories are being made. "5,800 kilometers northeast is Norway, land of the midnight sun. Home to 450,000 lakes and more than 50,000 islands. This is one of the most spectacular regions on the planet. Millions of years of glacial activity have carved out Norway's majestic fjords. A breathtaking crinkle-cut coastline with imposing cliffs towering above dramatic seas. It's an exceptionally beautiful and secluded country hidden from the rest of the world. The tiny island of Rennesøy is just over 8 kilometers long. Perched on top of a cliff overlooking the Mastra Fjord and the North Sea beyond, sits a tiny hamlet of traditionally built houses. Tucked into the rocky hillside and with only a fraction of its structure visible from the road, sits a bold jewel of a house. It's a hidden fjord home. Owner Ingvild Stater has loved this island all her life.
We have had a summer house as a family since I was born and really spent all the summers there. I wanted all of us to be able to be together at the same time. And when we only had one place to stay, it gets a bit crowded if we were all together. So that was really the motivation.
So when the opportunity came to buy a slice of land here just 5 years ago, Ingvild leapt at the chance.
At one point, there was this lot coming up for sale, which is very rare. I think it's the only time a lot has come for sale as long as I have lived here. But it turned out to be a quite popular auction. I think there were like 10 people bidding for it. But luckily, I ended up with it.
It's a decision she hasn't regretted for one moment.
One of the important emotions for me when I'm here is to feel that this is my own secret hideaway.
The house teeters on the edge of the cliff. It has an unusual zigzag design. It's 172 square meters and has been constructed all on one level. At opposite ends of the house, there are 2 bedrooms, each with a bathroom and their own seating area. The central space is made up of a large kitchen, living room, and dining area.
When you come to this place, you don't really see what's inside, and that's part of the attraction, that you should get a bit curious. What is it behind this wall and this door?
For Ingvild, having a house on this island is all about privacy. And that starts at this rather humble and unassuming front door.
The entrance is really modest in a corner, and you really have to go all the way into that corner to see how you have this grand view when you see straight out to the ocean.
And what a view it is.
People totally underestimate the value of views, whether it's stormy and rainy or whether it's a day like this where the sea is flat and you get so much sky here. It does something to your soul.
The whole house is positioned to look out onto this stunning panorama and make the most of the views. From the open-plan living area and along to the 2 bedrooms at each end. As president of an international shipping company, Ingvild created this beautiful home as a much-needed escape from her busy professional life. But with 5 nieces and nephews, it's also a place for family. And her family have been involved from the very beginning.
Det ser veldig bra ut.
I called Espen, who is my cousin, who's an architect, and said, you know, I bought this lot. Would you like to be the architect? He immediately said yes.
It was a decision and a responsibility Espen did not take lightly.
I thought that was a privilege, but in the same time, you know, it's not just easy to draw a house for anybody, but not especially for a relative. But I felt that that was really an opportunity to make something special out of it.
I think one of the most challenging part of the process was that I wanted to be able to see the mountain, I wanted to be able to see the fjord, the ocean, the hills, the trees.
That was actually a problematic thing, because if we worked with the straight line facade towards west, we wouldn't have any side views to the top of the island.
And so this incredible zigzag design was created.
Wherever you are here, there is like a unique view. So there's one here, and there's one there, and there's one in the next room. So when you're walking through, you get different perspectives and different parts of the view. It's not easy to capture a view 360 degrees and still have walls and everything you need in a house.
This house serves 2 purposes. It's a cozy secret retreat for Ingvild to spend time by herself. But through the genius of Espen's design, when Ingvild's large family comes to stay, extra bedrooms can be created in an instant.
To make the house friendly, I thought it was important to have all spaces and rooms in one sequence. But of course, when you have the need to divide the building into several compartments, and then we had to develop these sliding doors, which enables the building to be divided into different rooms.
This is part of the living room area, but it can turn into a bedroom quite quickly. So what you can do here is that there is another bed in here, and then you can also close off here so that when the children are here and they want to be by themselves, they can lock this door, and then suddenly you're in your own little secret space here.
Houses in this part of Norway are traditionally built from wood, but Espen had other ideas.
On this western part of Norway, the local building tradition is actually to build up wood. But viewing the rock formations here, it occurred in my mind that it should be more about geology.
Espen flew in the face of tradition and chose a grey Danish brick to blend in with the landscape. The extra-long brick is based on ancient Roman designs. It's handmade and deliberately imperfect to help create a house that looks as if it's emerged from the rock face. A fantastic idea, but it took Ingvild and her family a while to get used to it.
I was a bit skeptical, and my mother was even more skeptical. She said I would get headache from all this brick. But I think we all agree now that even if it is a very solid material, it feels quite light after all.
The process with Espen was quite friction-free, but we had one incident where he hadn't included any windows in the bedrooms.
That was an example of a discussion which we had for a few weeks.
Espen's concern was that if I put a window in these walls, it wouldn't look nice with a small window in a big wall. So he needed to find a way to maintain the integrity of the wall, but I needed my fresh air.
Often a problem can really be so destructive for a project, but it ends up with a lucky architectural solution in the end.
He came up with this structure where you have the wall outside, but you have a window inside that you can open, and you have some holes in those bricks. So then you're not puncturing the wall outside, which was important for Espen, and I get my fresh air.
Espen has preserved the structure of the natural rock around the house. And this limestone also plays an important role in keeping the house warm.
The heating energy in the winter is coming directly from the rock face into the floor and into the building.
A geothermal pump system heats the home. Hot, dry rock is a natural resource deep below the Earth's surface. To extract this heat, a pipe extends down 120 meters into the bedrock. The heat is channeled into a system of pipes beneath the concrete floor of the house. This energy, which is CO2 neutral, provides 93% of the heating in the home. When Ingvild bought this plot, it was all about the view and making the most of it. But as an architect, Espen had additional ideas of his own, revealing a rather startling aspect of the house, the rock upon which it's built.
It's been one of the amazing things about this house, because rock is really beautiful to look at.
Espen looked away from the view of the fjord and created a secret window. The window is something Ingvild did not expect, but it's now one of her favorite features.
When it's raining, you could see the water falling on it. When it's snowing, you could see how the snow is falling. In the evenings, when the light outside is fading, getting blue, suddenly the view shifts towards the rock at the back of the house. And it's like a painting. The structure comes out. It's magical. I never expected that a view of 2 meters could be that fascinating.
Espen has created his cousin's dream home. It's a work-family relationship that has panned out perfectly.
I have ended up spending much more time here than I would ever imagine. When it's been very hectic and busy in my work life, to be able to get here on an evening and lit the fire and have a glass of wine and go into a different mental state has been so important, so valuable. And for the family here, of course, it is important that Espen has designed this, and his mother is so proud.
As a house created by family for family, Ingvild should feel proud too.